Why did the blacksmith decide never to forge a camouflage blade? He couldn't see the point. Welcome to the stream. Happy Tuesday, friends. I hope you are well. Thank you for being here with me. I'm happy to be here with you. Welcome in, Sparrow the Dragoon. You have such the collection of emotes. I'm happy to see you, Sparrow, and I hope you're well. Breakfast Frownie icon. It's a good one. It's been a while. I'm happy to break it out again. And Lucent Jelly. Thank you for being in chat with us as well, Jelly. So 2 games tonight. We're going to start off with Super Smash TV, a game that continues to defeat me. This game is super hard, but I also find it to be super fun. Funny how that works out, right? This is a good game. My best runs have made it to level 3. I think I've seen level 3 twice. The first time, maybe I've seen it 3 times. The first time I died pretty much instantly when I got to level 3. And the second time I made it a bit further. I don't know. I don't remember if I made it here 2 or 3 times. Doesn't matter. It hasn't been that many. The stage 2 boss is a menace, and he is impossible to get past. So I'll probably be dying before the end of stage 2 a whole lot. But we're going to try and have some fun. I'd really like to beat this game. Yeah, we're just going to try our best. And then after that, we're going to switch over to Brave Fencer Musashi, another really fun game. We're a bit of a ways along in that one, but still having a good time with it. And yeah, we're going to see if we can make some more progress there. So that's the game plan. Now we're really seeing them. Oh, Jelly says the breakfast Frownie is one of her faves too. I saw that running Sonic emote that you had. It looked like Sonic anyway. Kind of scrolling around in a loop. Expect you might get a lot of use out of that one this week. A lot of people seem to be playing Sonic games. Seems to be an anniversary coming up or something. I tried playing Sonic and Knuckles like 2 weeks ago, I think it was now. It went very poorly. It was so much more difficult than I was expecting. It started off really well. And then I got to the, I don't even know what zone it was. There's like a breakout style boss at the end of it. Oh, it was really tough. I have quite a few emotes, don't I? I'll say. Pick up that present. That was a car? There was a car in that present? Another car. Whoa. Sega Master Tim, he's a good guy. I haven't, I feel like I haven't seen him, live for a while. Doesn't mean he hasn't been, but if he has been, I've missed him. No! Oh, robbed. I was a pixel away from that screen clear. I'm impressed you're still having a crack at this game single player. I mean, I have been improving every now and then. If I'm getting better, then I might as well, keep trying. That was not better. That was worse. That was embarrassing. Got myself a brand new toaster. I love toast too. I'm a fiend for toast. Derek Ocean, welcome in. Hope you're well. I am once again in the eye of the storm that is Smash TV. I guess I'm not in the eye of the storm. It would be calm if I were. Go get ourselves a brand new VCR. No, that one-up is gonna disappear. No, I missed my chance for a one-up. Oh, I thought that was bombs. I picked up that item and saw I was not firing bombs, and I was about to become very upset. You got off jury duty. I've never had jury duty myself. I think, if I remember right, I think I was summoned once when I was outside of the country, and so it was kind of like, yeah, that's not happening. Oh, I missed that present. No doubt you beat it, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely one of your biggest challenges. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Sparrow, and I don't think you're wrong. You might be wrong about me beating it, but you're not wrong about the size of the challenge, that's for sure. The thing about this game is just the bosses. The bosses are so tough, and I'm not confident that there's anything I can learn to make them easier. No. When you make a run for invincibility and you don't get it, and then you die at the same time, it's the worst. I couldn't design a worse scenario to have to endure. Sorry, it's not easy to read the chat and play this game. I will definitely get caught up with everybody at some point. Oh, yuck. I should have grabbed that. I should have grabbed that spread shot and then backed away and then fired. I think that would have made a difference. So hard to tell. So hard to tell if anything I do makes a difference. No, I thought I could sneak above it. I was doing really well. I was doing really well at this boss. For a brief period. I'm surprised those heads blowing off of his body don't kill you. Let's go. Victory! Isn't it very unlikely you get picked for it? I mean, I don't know anyone, a person who's asked. I don't know. I think that they, I know they pick more people than they need. Because they get whittled down. And, I don't know, I think it's lottery-based or something. I don't even know what that. I don't even know how to imitate that sound with my mouth, Sparrow. That's what the lasers sound like to me. I just told him my job needs me, and I'm full time, and we just had another manager quit. Also, oh my goodness, that place. The staff in that place. You guys turn over a lot of staff, it seems. Loyal to Soil, welcome in, Loyal. Great to see you. Where's the magic bean? The bean's kind of retired for now. I don't know. Aren't you tired of the beans? I'm tired of them being the same thing all the time. I wish I could get a set of completely different beans. I figure I've had each of them, like, what, 100 times by now? A briefcase. I'm throwing my lives away for meaningless virtual presents. Pretty sure she got a new job. Why would I ever get tired of beans? But that's the thing, you really can't. Even when you get a box with different flavors in it, they're all the same flavors. They only swap out 2 of them. Like, they have, like, 12 flavors in a box, and then they come out with a new box that's, you know, supposedly new flavors, but it's 10 repeats and only, like, 2 new ones. It's, I don't know, it's boring. Uh, we'll think of something. We'll think of something interesting to replace them, though. There's always new idea. There's always potential for new ideas.
I'd buy that for $1.
Oh, come on. Avocado. Oh my gosh, disgusting. So weird. I don't know what other people taste when they eat avocado, but I apparently don't taste the same thing because I'm not a fan. 100,000 channel points. Yeah, but then I have to keep fresh avocado on hand all the time. I feel robbed. I wanted those bombs. That was our first continue, by the way. I feel like I've made it pretty far to be using my first continue. That doesn't mean it won't all immediately fall apart with just, you know, you can bleed lives so easily in this game. I get into situations where I just lose like 6 lives in 4 seconds. Fresh avocado is a myth. It's always in some state of decomposition. I guess we should put quotation marks around the word fresh there. You like it at Chipotle? Chipotle? I think I've only ever eaten there once. I'm doing so bad now. I really need the game to give me some better weapons. The screen clear is, like, hypothetically good, but it's not really that great in practice because the screen immediately fills back up with enemies. And look, more screen clears. That's what I was talking about, how mediocre they are. I sure am winning a lot of airplanes. That's a magnificent 3,600-inch TV. 3,600-inch. Did I read that right? That's like 100 times the size of my current television. The bigger, the better. But like that's a television that's like 300 feet tall. I just throwing all my lives away. Nothing I'm doing makes any sense. Come on. I was talking about bleeding lives a moment ago. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. This was a really good run at one point, and now it's a really terrible one. My hope has evaporated. I picked up the helper robot item, and it died before it could even fire a single bullet, I think. Kind of like me. Oh, I actually read the text this time. We're not winning an airplane, we're just winning a vacation. That makes more sense. But I didn't actually see the word vacation anywhere up there before. I think this run has pretty much completely fallen apart. I don't think there's any reason to hope for any good to come out of this at this point. Went to Chicago. I've been to Chicago one time, but I really just kind of stayed overnight and then left. I just passed through. So I don't really have much of an idea of what the city's like. I think it was Chicago's where I had to go to get my visa before I moved to Korea. I think that's where the consulate was. Oh, our partner robot does nothing when we have the peanut. The peanut is just the worst weapon. All it does is cause me trouble. It can't hit the enemy.
10 seconds. Contestant 1.
Can be fun if you go for something besides jury duty. I cannot think of a boss worse than this in all of video games. I just don't even know whether I'm damaging it. And then when it decides it wants to run me over, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Oh, yuck, the peanut again. Get off of me.
Contestant 1.
I'm very sad. I've missed out on the spread gun. Ah. Well, something tells me that we're not going to finish the second entire half of the game with only 2 lives. After losing like 10 of them to this boss. Make that 1 life. I don't even think I'm going to clear the boss. Nope. It's just so frustrating. Because it just feels like it's absolutely out of my control. Right on. Hope you have a good time, Derek. That pitch rose so high it became inaudible. One of these days I'm going to earn enough money that in between rounds I'm going to hear like neighborhood dogs start to howl. I'm on my last life. There's no way I make it out of this room. What started as like maybe my best attempt at this game ever just turned into a depressing calamity. Hey, Boat Ladder and Cows are here, coming in at the same time. Good to see both of you. Thanks for being here with us. I'm in a not particularly great mood right now. The game is hurting my feelings. It gave me such a good start of a run, and then it just took it all away. This is my corner. I live here, and you know you cannot come in. Everybody stay away. I need my personal space. Oh, I got lucky there. I got lucky he swung the wrong way. Ah, snakes. I just want an item. I haven't had an item in hours. Oh, yuck. Why'd it have to end like that? It ended with me walking on a mine. I'm such a clumsy fool. Halfway up the leaderboard. Alright, I have another bite of fruit and then we'll try again. It's cool and refreshing to soothe my wounds. Alright. Put the previous round behind me. Try again fresh. Already got a brand new toaster. It just occurred to me this deep into the game that maybe I should brighten it up a little bit. I had the brightness turned down because of all the snow in Pikmin. But perhaps I was making this game unnecessarily dim. A 1999 Roadster. So futuristic. Collect 10 keys. Oh, is that how many keys we need for the hidden level? That's the secret? Yuck. I disagree. I say I picked up that spread gun. I did not accept the game's version of reality. There's a one up. I don't know, it's hard to get excited over a VCR without the wood paneling. The game refers to that enemy as Mr. Shrapnel, but I think the real Mr. Shrapnel is me, because my body is constantly being filled with it. Welcome to the stream, Itty. Back in my day, TVs were made out of wood. And we liked it. Our TVs are made out of wood, and all the images were black, white, and gray because there were only tree colors. Big TVs that weighed like the moon. Yeah, that's what I'm playing on right now. My TV, my monitor that I used to play games on the stream it's a giant CRT that weighs like 80 pounds. It gets heavier every time I try and pick it up. Bingo. Ho 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 ho. Toaster's only got 2 bread slots, so it's a good thing I'm winning a whole lot of them. What happened? What? Oh, I think I don't know. I think my invincibility ran off just as I touched the mine, but also I think I mistook the Beyblades for invincibility. So there was a sort of a perfect storm of error in my brain. Made that feel very not good.
I'd buy that for $1.
While unfortunate, a perfect storm of error is a great phrase. It would be the title of my autobiography. Oh, so many peanuts. I'll take that bomb, please. Another peanut. I got so lucky there, I can't believe I succeeded in picking up that invincibility. That's the kind of thing that never happens. That's that NCK223. Welcome in. Looks like Sigma from Mega Man X. I always think that he looks like Krang. Big bald robot man. And he's even got like a hole in his abdomen where Krang could ride. Got the key. Oh, he was hiding the missiles from me. I see. Oh, he hid them from me long enough that they disappeared. Oh, another peanut. Oh. Nice Mario cap, thank you. I tend to alternate between this one and a Zelda one. Bogus. Well, we made it. We kind of made it out of the first stage without using an extra credit. I'm on my last life, so I'm gonna have to immediately use it on the next stage. But did you play this in the arcade? No, I didn't actually. I played this for the first time a few weeks ago. I'm playing this is the Super Nintendo version. I learned about this game from another streamer I was watching, the Combat King. He played a little bit of it, and I kind of saw, like, right away, I was like, oh, that game looks like a lot of fun. I can't watch the rest of the stream now because I don't want the game spoiled for me. And then I was lucky to find a copy of it fairly cheap a couple weeks after that, and I've been having fun with it. But I knew I was gonna like it because it's like a twin stick game, and I actually haven't really ever played I don't know that I've played any twin stick games except for I made a game with zombies in it on the Xbox 360. I used to play that game a lot, and I really liked it, and I don't have any way of playing it anymore. But then I saw this, and I was like, oh, that's a lot like that game. I'll probably like that a whole lot, and I like it. It's so hard, though. It's so hard. The best I can do is to make it to level 3. I actually have another copy of it now, though. I have it on the PlayStation 2 as well, because I want to be able to play it with 2 sticks. But I'm kind of saving that version. I want to beat it on the SNES first. So it may be years before I get to play that other copy of it. Really good graphics for the SNES. Yeah, it looks good. It has a lot. It has a lot of moving parts for an SNES game, and I don't know that I've ever felt any slowdown. Not only does it have a lot of stuff moving around on the screen, but it handles it really well. I can't remember any instances of slowdown. It's possible it happened and I forgot, but I don't think I've felt any yet. Which is really surprising. It's Contra hard. I find this to be way harder than Contra. It has a lot of similarities to Contra. That's another thing that I liked about it. It has some similar weapons to it. Of course, there are top-down levels in Super C. And I just kind of like the whole style of it. I like the sort of the Running Man thing that they have going. It's very late 80s, early 90s in style. It's a lot of fun. I can't believe how many VCRs you can win in this game. Gameplay sort of looks like Berserk. I don't think I know that game. When it comes to arcades in general, I don't really have a lot of experience with arcades. I visited like a real, like, proper arcade maybe twice in my entire childhood. We had a Pizza Hut in my hometown when I was growing up that had 4 or 5 arcade machines that they swapped out every couple years. So that's where most of my arcade game experience is from the Pizza Hut when I was a kid. But most of that was pinball machines and Miss Pac-Man. They had the Turtles arcade game for a while. I remember playing that there too. There was also a barbecue restaurant that had a couple arcade games. They had a Batman game and a couple pinball machines. The only pinball machine I remember them having, though, was they had a Star Wars pinball machine that was pretty cool. I think they had another one, but I don't remember what it was. The Pizza Hut had a Rescue 911 pinball machine that I really liked. which kind of a weird. I feel like it's kind of a weird subject for a pinball machine. Because in that was like a show about like recreations of like like real life tragedies befalling people. I mean, I get that. If I remember correctly, I believe that the premise was that the stories usually had happy endings, but still, I mean, I don't know, maybe a little bit of an odd topic for a pinball machine. But it was a lot of fun, so I don't know. But I've always been a lot more of a console person. The feel of arcade machines has never really been something that I like have striven for. I'm not a big fan of like the arcade joysticks and the big buttons. They're always sort of an interesting novelty, but at the end of the day, I'd pretty much rather be playing the console version of any game. I like a handheld controller with a D-pad. Like that's where I'm a lot more comfortable. For a lot of people, it's like the arcade always seems like the arcade is like the gold standard for a lot of people, but I don't know, it never really grabbed me the same way. You're just super good at this. Thank you. I don't feel super good at it. I haven't been able to make it super far into the game. The best I've done is I think about halfway through level 3. Oh, I'm choking now. But someday, with enough practice, I might be able to beat it. I've been told that trying to beat it single player is a really foolish move. And I could definitely feel why. I knew that was gonna disappear. I wanted it so bad. Invincibility, no. Yeah, I'm really choking. I'm throwing lives away now in this room. I shouldn't have read the compliment. I jinxed myself. That's a weird pinball machine. You miss old arcades. Yeah, I mean, I get why a lot of people like prefer the arcades and stuff, and especially like the environment of it. But I've always been just more of a homebody kind of person too. So like, it's like why I don't really like movie theaters. I'd rather watch a movie at home. I'd rather play a game at home. I wouldn't say I'm antisocial, but I am kind of an introvert. The big buttons are super fun to button mash, Cal says. Yeah, you have a point about that. I mean, I do like a good click in a button. Like that's what I liked about the Switch Pro controller. The buttons on the Pro controller are really big and clicky. So yeah, I can get that. I can get that as part of like the novelty, but I don't feel like I can play as well with them. Oh, it's all collapsing. These big red guys, they're so tough. Oh, I got that present, and when I backed away, a spread gun appeared immediately after I backed away, and then I missed it. I went in for the approach again, and I missed it by a millisecond. Oh, things are getting really scary there. Nice. I feel like I don't get this speed item very often. And I probably suffer a lot because of that. It's real nice to be able to move quickly for a change. Oh my goodness, I thought the room might be over. I was wrong! No, that was an invincibility and I missed it! And I was basically standing on it. Arcades are fun, but not always. Derek also prefers controllers. It's inconvenient to go to a movie theater, yeah. Just big crowds, loud noises, not really my scene. Alright, we're gonna have to use a continue here soon. Nice! I was scared. I didn't think that was going to work. I was sort of trying to brute force my way over to the invincibility. I can't do it now because I don't have as good of a weapon. Sorry for all the terrible noises. This game puts me under a tremendous amount of stress sometimes. Arcades are basically dead. You like the blockbusters on the big screen? It was only a matter of time. I feel like hiding out in the corner is actually a really good move when it comes to these sort of buzzy beetle kind of guys with their electric lines. But the addition of the tank guys, it's a little bit harder with those guys running around too. Alright, stage 2 boss. This is the guy who always humiliates me. I just don't even know how to begin approaching this guy. He just embarrasses me every time I play. The game really seems to insist I should use the peanut, which I really don't like that weapon, but it gives you the peanut like twice as often as anything else when you're in this room. I'm like, this is great, but I'm locked in the corner, so I mean, there's nothing I can do. I just bleed lives with this guy. See, look, another peanut. The peanut is the thing about the peanut is it's just a trade-off to where it's like, yeah, I can damage him for a little while, but once I run out of it, that life is over. So I don't know if it's, I don't really think it's a good idea to trade a bit of damage for the certainty of a lost life. How are the controls? Do they feel clunky? They are a little awkward, but maybe not as bad as you would think. So it's set up to emulate the dual sticks. I've got the D-pad for character movement, and then the buttons on the SNES controller, you know, they're laid out in a diamond. So you just push the direction you want to fire. All the buttons are fire, and it just changes your direction. It's a little weird because, like, for diagonals, you have to, like, to move between, like, firing straight up and firing at a diagonal, you have to move from holding one button to holding two. And that's takes a little getting used to, but it's actually not nearly as bad as it might sound. It's a pretty good emulation of a two-stick setup. All because the SNES is just lucky enough to have its buttons laid out in a diamond. I know there are ports of this on the so there are ports of this on the NES and the Genesis, and you can do the twin stick thing, but you have to use two controllers. And then one controller, the D-pad is move, and the other controller, the D-pad is fire. So you hold one with each hand, which pretty kind of clever and cool that they can do that, but it's a shame they can't do it on one controller because they just don't have the buttons. I don't even know what the point of this boss battle is. I cannot handle this guy at all. I just bleed lives. I should just walk into the room, and then it should just subtract 15 lives, and then just move on, because that's all that's happening here. He looks like Shrek. He reminds me, what I think of is Sinistar from that game. He just eats all my continues away. I hate this guy so much. Until I learn how to handle this guy, I'm never gonna be able to beat this game, and I don't know. I don't know what there is to learn. You know, like usually, like a lot of times when you fight a boss, it's like after so many attempts, you like start to notice things that you can do differently, and I'm not having any of those observations. Other than, like, hold a rabbit's foot while I play, or find a four-leaf clover, like, I don't know. I don't know what I could do to to make this boss fight go better. It seems to all just be 100% luck. I can't, if I just had a way of keeping him off of me. Because that's the thing, like his projectiles, I know I'm getting hit by them, but his projectiles are not even anywhere near the worst of it. His projectiles I can handle. The problem is that every second he's just mowing me over. I don't have any means of keeping him at bay. Look at this, I'm in the exact same situation I was last time. We're gonna get to see level 3, but again, it's on my last life. Disgusting. The game is laughing at you here. It really is. That's what I said. It humiliates me. Oh, the peanut. That's just what it... I mean, it... The icon for that weapon, I can't see it as anything other than a peanut. Oh, cool. I have SNES as well. We'll play that. We'll play that sometime too. That game's really scary. The antagonist of that game taunts you the whole time. So this run is about to end when this life goes away. I think we'll play this one more time for tonight, and then we'll move on to Brave Fencer Musashi. First room's a easy room. Oh no, I should go down. No turtles allowed. Excuse me. No! I wanted that spread gun. So my other copy of this game is... Oh, hang on, let me put in my initials. Hey, we're a little bit higher up the leaderboard. I've made it to the top of the leaderboard. I had a run that did so well. It put me on first place of the leaderboard. It was glorious. Because you know how important points are. So my other copy of this game is on it's on the PS2. It's a part of this like collection here. So that's what I was kind of distracted looking at. Because I mentioned SNES, and it made me wonder if that was also on this collection, and it is. All right, let me have another bite of fruit. One more time. And yeah, after this we'll move over to Brave Fencer Musashi for the rest of the night. How long have I been streaming? Since February of last year. The last couple days of February. So, a year and a couple months. Year and a half, roughly, if you round, I guess.
Good luck. You'll need it.
Oh no, I lost a life real early this time. I timed that out badly. I always want to try and wait and like pick up the power-ups right before they disappear. Because that, especially if I already have a power-up, because that sort of maximizes my time with it. I guess it doesn't make much sense to do that with the invincibility, but... it's sort of one of those things of like, hold off until you really need it. I was so unlucky. So I think the rooms are always the same. Like, it shows you a map for like a millisecond at the start of the round, and the layout of the map, the shape of the map is always the same, and I think for the most part the rooms are always in the same places. I'm not sure about that though. It's hard to learn. It's hard to learn because I don't always take the same path, and things look similar enough that it's... I don't know. I'm just wondering if I'm kind of thinking out loud, wondering if I'm ever going to be able to understand my path through the level. Like, to know which room has which kind of obstacle, so I can make the better choices. Because, like, on the stage, too, those rooms with the great big red guys that flood in for 2 years, if I could avoid those rooms... oh, that would be nice. Really would like a mechanism for choosing rooms with more manageable enemies. I didn't get that power up. Missed out on the Beyblades. crowd control. I feel like this room is called crowd control in reference to those guys in the wall. Like, they're supposed to be controlling the crowd, but the thing is, they're on the same side as the crowd, so... Am I the crowd? That's an expression I'm not aware of. You know what they say, one's a crowd. Whoa. What got me? I guess it was the tank, I don't know. I was focused on the wrong thing, I didn't see the bullet. I'm doing so bad. I really need some 1-ups. I don't think I've seen a single 1-up so far this run. Oh, there is, it's over there. And it's gone. Ooh, there's another one though. The game's having mercy on me now. Piece of shrapnel got me. I mean, it is possible for a cursed run to turn around, but... it's not very likely. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna just go ahead and reset. And we'll try it from... we'll try this one from the top. I'm not very happy with how things were going there. And if it's gonna be our last attempt, we need something a little more promising than that. I didn't think I was gonna make it to that. Oh. Couldn't pick up any of those. I couldn't pick up any of those gold bars because the Beyblades are in my way.
Good luck. You'll need it.
Raven, good to see you again. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well this Tuesday/Wednesday. I'm getting pummeled by this game yet again. Good news is I keep making it to stage 3. Bad news is I always get there on my very last life. And so I can't do anything. Oh, this is the SNES version. Not a bad guess, Loyal. The NES version, I think I'd like to try the NES version. I don't think they're very different though. So, I don't know. I'll have to if I find it for a pretty low price, I might try it out. Yeah, the SNES I think is good. Because of the diamond buttons. I think it's all right. I would rather have a dual stick setup, and I do have a version of this. I have the version on the PlayStation 2 because I want to play it with 2 sticks, but I'm holding off on it. I really want to try and beat it on the SNES before I do that. Because I feel like once I play the PS2 version, it's going to be really hard to go back to this one. So I want to make sure I give it its due. Yeah, what am I doing? When you're invincible, you need to just run into them. Wasting all my invincibility. Yeah, with the NES and the Genesis, you can use 2 controllers for the dual stick feeling. Oh, I'm not a big Sega guy. That's true. I mean, I'm not a big Sega guy, but it's not that it's definitely not that I dislike the Genesis. I just didn't grow up with it. But we do Sega games on the stream every now and then. Castlevania Bloodlines, Sonic, who could forget Echo? I'd like to. But what? I think there was a mine under that treasure. I don't like this feeling. I don't like when I don't know why I died. I don't have enough brain power to process everything that's happening on the screen sometimes, though. Yeah, I think that would be, with the two D-pads, I think that would be a more awkward setup, but I'd still like to try it out. Just for the just out of curiosity. See what it feels like compared to the buttons. I imagine it is gonna it would feel a lot worse though, because I imagine the diagonals would be a lot more awkward with the D-pad than the diamond buttons. Oh, come on, get the one up, get the one up. Okay. Which level are you on? I'm still on level 1. We're at the level 1 boss again.
I'd buy that for $1.
The levels are really long, and the boss fights are really, really long. The boss fights are like 10 or 15 minutes of agony. Those bombs went by so quickly. There's shrapnel everywhere. He's gonna go sit on my peanut. Oh, he's not gonna sit on these bombs, though. Ooh, or even better, missiles. So I've only played this on normal. There is an easy mode, and I don't usually like turning on easy mode, but this might be a game where I have to play on easy to learn how to do it on normal. Do you use Game Genie? No. I have a Game Shark for the N64, but I've never used it. I don't have a Game Genie for any of the other consoles. So and just for anyone who may be lurking and not aware, I mostly play on original hardware. I got into retro collecting really early when it was still affordable, and so I like using the physical stuff that I've kind of built up over the years. While I know that emulation would open up a lot of windows for me, it's just not really the way I like to play things. Though I have thought about getting like an EverDrive type thing for some of my consoles, but haven't gotten around to it. And I typically I typically shy away from using like cheats or options that like give me advantages in games. I kind of like just playing with the sort of default vanilla settings. Usually, if I really like a game, I'll play it on a harder mode. But I very rarely try to make things easier for myself. I'm just real stubborn. I like to do everything the hard way. It frequently gets me into a lot of trouble. I'm very often punching above my weight class with these games. Default settings should be the exact introduction yet challenge to a player. Yeah, but I mean, some games are just meant to be real hard, right? I think this game is like, it's just designed to be brutal. Like the whole point of it is to play a really hard game. I think. The boss is moving around with extra speed. That was a very speedy rise up to the top of the screen. Is that a... I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce your name. Z's? And I couldn't really help you with downloads. I tend to only play physical copies of games. And I would prefer that no one share any information about unauthorized or potentially illegal downloads in my chat. If you guys have information to share, you should restrict that to DMs. Believe me, I have no problems with emulation, but I don't really want Nintendo's crosshairs aimed at me either. I admire people playing difficult games, especially retro. I would say I agree. I like to watch a lot of the games that I like are really difficult. I'm a big Contra fan. Super Ghouls and Ghosts is my favorite game, and yeah, I like to watch people playing them and like struggling through them. I like to struggle through these kind of games, and it's fun. It's fun to be in the audience when that's happening sometimes. Too. I talk about Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I love to watch when people are doing a first playthrough of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, especially if they're doing it, like without save states and things to make it easier for them. And I love to watch people struggle through that game. And there's a little bit of a mean streak about it, if I'm being honest, because when I watch someone playing Super Ghouls and Ghosts, it always starts off where I'm kind of rooting for the game. Not because I don't want the player to win, but because I want the player to fully appreciate how cruel that game can be. And I want them to see like all the bad luck that can happen to you with that game. But if they stick with it and they persist and they start getting further and further, then my allegiance starts to switch, and by the end I'm rooting for the player. I'm like, yes, you've seen the true horror of this game. You've made it all the way to the end. You deserve to win. Go get them. I mean, by all means, like, if you like using save states and you want to use extra lives codes, by all means do it, because I think people should feel free to play games how they want to play them, but at the same time, I'm less interested in watching those kinds of playthroughs. But I don't think people should feel bad for playing the way they want to play. I just don't think those kind of things give me a real sense of accomplishment the way that struggling through against an insurmountable challenge does. I will say, the way that I choose to play games is not always pretty and not always worth it. I think my Echo the Dolphin playthrough is a beautiful illustration of why people should not necessarily play games the way I like to. Extra lives. Finding these bonus rooms is basically mandatory. I mean, it's where all the extra lives are hidden. Not literally, but I mean, come on, look at this. It's like Christmas in here. My stocking is overflowing with extra lives. I want that key. I didn't get that key and took a really unnecessary risk since it didn't pay off. Wanted that key too, but not gonna happen, and I'm dead. Super Ghouls and Ghosts is crazy. You have to play through the game twice to get the proper ending. This is true. This is true. That game, so that's a game I actually had as a child, and I played it a ton, and it's kind of an anomaly because I really didn't like hard games very much when I was a kid. I never played Contra when I was young, but if I had, I would have hated it. I played the Mega Man games, and they were kind of too hard for me. I didn't really like them very much because they were really hard. No, I liked Mario. I liked Mario. Stuff about that level of difficulty. Now that like the Mario games have some hard parts in them too, but some of the older ones do. But that was about my level of difficulty that I enjoyed. Was things about that at about that level. And but for whatever reason, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I really liked the I guess I really liked the aesthetic of the game and liked the feel of the gameplay. And I played it a lot with my cousin, played it with my dad. We just had a good time with it. I never beat it properly as a kid. I could never figure out the bracelet that you had to have to beat the game. For whatever reason, I could never find it. But yeah, that's my favorite game. And I've been lucky enough to pull off a challenge run of Super Ghouls and Ghosts a couple times. I've been able to beat the game deathless twice. And I'd like to do some other challenges in it, like single weapon challenges, but I don't know. I'm already working on a lot of really hard challenge runs, so it's not really a priority at the moment. Oh, I wanted that. I wanted that spread gun, and I did not get it. This little robot guy is a tremendous help, but the thing about him is, like, the enemies kill him too. Now he's gone. And, like, I'm so often just threading the needle between enemies that I can't keep that helper guy alive for very long, just because of how close I always walk to the enemies. So long as you have fun, that's why multiple difficulties exist. Oh, I play games on super easy because I hate repetition of constant game overs. Yeah, I get that. A lot of people, I feel like that's pretty common. A lot of people don't feel like they don't want to play through a part of the game that you've already beaten 1,000 times just to practice the part that's still challenging for you. That's what made Echo the Dolphin such a nightmare for me, is because the last stage and the last boss, when you die at the last boss, you have to repeat the entire last stage, and the last stage is really hard, and I would have to rebeat that stage every time I wanted to try the boss again. And then on the rare occasions I did make it to the boss, I was just so exhausted, and I die so quickly I couldn't even learn anything. And by the time I get back to him again, it's so long, I forgot what I learned the time before. It's just a mess. Not a good way to play the game. I guess I feel like I accomplished something now that I did it, but I don't really feel like it was worth it. Like I said. It was a lot more pain than it was worth. Oh, please. SG&G has an amazing gameplay feel. Didn't play it until 2017, Eddie says. SNES is always my favorite console. It's the only one growing up. Yeah, I was lucky. I went through a couple different consoles growing up, and I really liked the SNES, but I just think, and I think for a good while the SNES probably was my favorite console, but I think at this point I would have to say the original NES is probably my favorite. But there's some great stuff on the SNES. The last stage was a trip without any substances. And a bad one at that, right? I love the double jump in Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I don't know any game that has movement quite like that, but it's really interesting because the movement is so restricted and yet so free at the same time. The double jump, like, you've got this restricted jump, but because you can put two of them together, like, once you get the feel for it, like, it really unlocks, and there's a lot you can do. This room is going really badly for me. Oh, I have to go up. We're pretty far along. We're pretty far along to be using our first extra credit. That's nice. Kind of feel like I said that earlier tonight, though, and it all went bad. Pretty much right after I said that, so... It's definitely not going good. Yuck. Come on. I almost had the room cleared. I don't want to lose a life. Lose a life at the end of the room. Here we go. This guy again. I always say that I'm not gonna pick up any of the peanuts, and then I always pick it up. I am really and truly for real not gonna pick up a single peanut. I want to see if he's defeatable without it. Because I kind of feel like you have to use the peanut at some point, because it's the only thing that can hit him in the face. Because everything else just gets stuck on his edge. But I want to see if that's true. I know you can damage his face, but I don't know if it's mandatory to damage his face. I don't know if that's just an aesthetic thing. So we're gonna experiment. You know, if I'm here for a half an hour and I've clearly done no damage, yes, I will pick up a peanut. But I mean, I'm not gonna pick it up just because I'm bored. We're gonna do some science here. And see if this guy can be defeated by just... Whoa, I got tempted by that peanut. See if he can be defeated just from fighting him from one side. I think that's not the case. I think that I will have to pick that up at some point. But I don't know, it's weird. It's weird because, like, you would think, like, because you can destroy, like, his ring around him and stuff like that, and you would think that once you destroy all that ring, like, that's what kills him, but I don't think it is. I think he's got an invisible health meter in that. We can do cosmetic damage to him, but that's not necessarily one-to-one correlated with the damage that he's taking behind the scenes. I would assume that an enemy like this that takes cosmetic damage, you have to accomplish all the instances of cosmetic damage. In any other game, I would assume that, but this one has got me suspicious. I really only want to fight him from that one side, but, I mean, it's not always going to be possible. Where he moves is going to limit what I can do. Out of my way, I want that spread gun. No, it disappeared. A nightmare face that eats you. No, I picked up a peanut! My experiment has been compromised. I picked up another one. I mean, I'm not gonna just not do damage to him. The game forces me to pick up a peanut. What can I do about it? Go away, man. You're too close to me. This experiment is completely invalid now.
Contestant 1.
You know what? I think you do have to damage him. I think the cosmetic damage is mandatory. Because he went down immediately when I took out his bottom pieces. That's bad news for me. That means the peanut is mandatory. Because you can't damage his interface without it. Well, I've learned some awful truths. See, it's this kind of thing here, though, that made me think that the cosmetic damage is not connected to his actual damage. Oh, no, I take it back. Because I thought his entire outer ring was destroyed now, but it's not. There's one piece left over here. Alright, now it's gone. You see, like, there's nowhere I can visibly do damage to him at this point. And yet he still has mountains of health. This game is not fun. Alright. You know what? I'm glad I died. Wow, look at how far I am down the, look how far I am down the points ladder. I'm not glad I didn't beat the boss, but I'm glad, like, if it came down to beating him with no lives left or just dying at the boss, I'm happy to just get it over with and just die at the boss. I need a better strategy for fighting that guy. I'm wondering if with two people, if it's easier with two people, because one person can kind of... There is a degree to which you can hold him at bay with a constant stream of bullets. It doesn't really work. He can walk through it, but he's less likely to run you over if you fire a constant stream at him from one, like, position. And so I'm wondering, like, when you have two people, one person can suppress him while the other person collects the peanut and drops it on his face. And if you can take him out more easily. Unfortunately, I remain one man and unable to tell. It's a pretty good summary of the way the last stage of Echo feels there, Itty. This should be a challenge. Longest time fighting this boss with no kill or death. Like a rodeo instead of a speed run. That's a good idea. I wonder what games you could do that with. Video game rodeo. I like the idea. I guess anything that, I mean, pretty much anything that doesn't have a time limit to kill you. And a boss, you need a boss that you can pester without doing actual damage to. Like a boss that like only has a boss that has like 2 states and he's only damageable in 1 state. So you want to keep causing his damaged state without actually damaging him. Like a boss that's only vulnerable, like a boss that wears a hat and he's only vulnerable when you knock the hat off his head, but then he keeps putting it back on. So yeah, you just have a rodeo where you keep knocking his hat off, but never damaging him and avoiding damage and seeing how long it can last. I like that. I like the idea. It's kind of funny. Yeah, always break the shield but never damage health. And of course, then you would need, like, I don't know how you then, like, set the rule, like, is the person actually trying to break the shield, and, like, do you have to break it every so often? Because you could just waste time not doing that. So, you know, maybe just avoidance is a better idea. I just like the idea of something that's a little more interactive with the boss. Does the time limit run during the final boss fight of Super Mario Bros. 3? Because that could be an interesting one. How long can you keep Bowser alive? Because at some point he's gonna break too much of the floor and one of you is gonna have to perish. Alright, my friends, so that's it for Smash TV. I know I cried a lot. I still like this game. It's a lot of fun. I wish I could beat it. I wish I could do better at it. Tonight was rough. I did not make any advancements tonight. I had a couple identical runs and one that was very close to the others, but they're all worse than my best runs, so I haven't improved tonight, unfortunately. But we will keep trying. I'll keep coming back to it every now and then. It'll be on the schedule, I'm sure, for one night next week. It probably won't pick it up again this week, though, just because there's so much other stuff. But thank you for enjoying it with me. It's a tremendously brutal game. And I do not currently see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I imagine if we keep crawling, we'll eventually get there. We're going to move over now, though. We're going to take a short BRB. I'm going to stretch my legs and whatnot, and when I return, we'll be on the PlayStation with Brave Fencer Musashi. Continuing our playthrough of that. I would guess I'm about halfway through that game at this point, based on the items that I've collected, but it's my first playthrough, and I'm doing it blind, so can't really say for sure, but that's my guess. So if that interests you, then just hang around a moment, and I will see you again very shortly, my friends.